Member for
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I rise to talk about a function that I attended on last weekend, the 41st conference for the Northern Territory Cattlemen's Association. Mr Speaker, I was lucky enough to give a presentation early on Friday and then attend the dinner with over 1,000 other members or attendees in that at the conference centre. Mr Deputy Speaker, the NT Cattlemen's is an industry dear to my heart. I've spent time out in the yards, I've spent time working on bulldozers, I've spent time mustering wild buffaloes, I've spent time chasing the odd pig across the flat, Mr Deputy Speaker. And the cattle industry is vitally important to the Northern Territory. It is an industry that spans right across the Northern Territory. It provides jobs to thousands of people. The cattle industry is the backbone of the bush and provides jobs and supports our regional communities. Mr Deputy Speaker, it boosts the economy and it just shows how important the industry is. And I want to rise today to support that. And I also want to rise to support that Romy Kerry is now the new CEO of that industry. I've known Roman Kerry for a long time. We used to chase polocrosse balls around the paddock together on horseback. So I know how passionate she is in relation to the industry and how much she is driven to make sure the cattle industry goes forward. Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, I understand that the federal government have neglected this industry.
not acting. I am Deputy Speaker.
Mr Deputy Speaker, how the federal Labor government have neglected to settle this class action, a class action that they started back in 2011 when they banned the live export. It's a disgraceful how they haven't dealt with it over many, many years and left this industry hanging, because we do know how important the industry is and what it does to our economy. And not only our economy, but the families in those communities. They work out there in very difficult and challenging situations, Mr Deputy Speaker, and they get by, they thrive in fact. So I just want to shout out that I support them, this government supports them, and we intend to do whatever we can to support them. We want to expand their markets, we want to help secure live export success, we want to unlock new opportunities and a stronger future for our producers. We know that the government haven't done that, Mr Deputy Speaker. We also in my portfolios of agriculture about biodiversity and also biosecurity. Biosecurity is very important because with foot and mouth and lumpy skin disease just to the north of us, surveillance and be ready if these terrible diseases get into the Northern Territory. We need to help this industry because it will be crippling right across the board. So again, I just want to say that they are the backbone and that we're here to support them. I also want to speak about another rural venture, which is the Southern Districts Crocs Football Club. They just recently won the flag, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I went to the game and supported the boys having a great game. It was a tight tussle, but they were very, very strong and come out on top. Mr Deputy Speaker, myself and the member for Goyder went to their junior presentation on the weekend. There were kids everywhere. They had blow-ups, they had dunking machines, and in fact, Mr Deputy Speaker, I think the line-up to get dunked was longer than the line-up to throw at the machine. The kids were loving it. Mr Deputy Speaker, the Southern Districts Crocs fields over 32 teams last season. 17 of those are in finals, and we won 4 premierships. It just goes to show that this club is going from strength to strength. In fact, Mr Deputy Speaker, there were finals where some of the junior teams were actually playing each other, Crocs versus Crocs. That's how big the junior footprint is in the rural area, and the Crocs do a wonderful job. It takes children who come from all across the rural area, get them onto the sporting field, and where everyone's equal. It doesn't matter where you come from or what sort of background you is. You jump on, you throw a pair of boots on, you start kicking the footy around. And it just shows how the team brings people together. Mr Deputy Speaker, from my experience of playing football, and I played for the I was more of a leaguey, played for Litchfield Bears, but sometimes, Mr Deputy Speaker, you have a down week or you have a few problems at home and you go to training and your team gets beside you and helps you and pushes you through and makes you a better person. And especially if you get some younger people who may be heading down the wrong path in life, Mr Deputy Speaker, when you get a team in sport like the Crocs or the Bears or all those team sports, they get beside you and they help you, and you can use the senior players as mentors to be able to help you. And
Member for Nelson, can I just ask you to take a seat and stop the clock, please? I'm just going to invite the member for Wanguru to take over as Acting Deputy Speaker, which will also allow me to give an adjournment speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for
Thank
Nelson.
you, Acting Deputy Speaker. The last thing I want to talk about quickly is the Swamp Dogs Rugby Union Club. I also went to their junior presentation along with the member for Goyder. Again, there were lots of kids, lots of parents, and I went down to the swamp. It's their home ground, that's what it's called, down the back of Fred's Pass, and they've got a pavilion. It was a little bit of overcast, and it was just a really nice afternoon. They play in the B grade in the seniors. They missed out 1 week before final, so they didn't get into the final, but I know that club, and I go down. I played for the club when I was a bit younger. So it just shows how the sport in the rural area, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, is moving forward. Again, it's that teams and the bonding that those teams make and get together and help those people in the community going through tough times. So I just want to have a big shout out to the Swamp Dogs and Brenton Ascoli, who's Brenton Maskey, sorry, wrong Brett. Brenton Maskey is the coach. I went to school with him. Yeah, so did you.
I think I'm familiar with that.
I played rugby with him in league and union, and he's certainly a stalwart for that club and being the coach for a number of years. And I spoke to him, and he was saying how strong the club is and how they're going from strength to strength. So I just want to have a big shout out to the Swamp Dogs, and good luck for next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Nelson. Any other